Heath Welker's life started auspiciously. You see, many years ago on the world of Axiom, the Tochi Empire lost a war to the affiliation. They were absorbed into the affiliation, and that affiliation became the Affiliated Republic. However, there were many Tochi, many samurai families that did not respect this decision. They tried to fight back many different times over the years. One such tragic revolution ended only in bloodshed. Violent, terrible bloodshed, where a child with a very different name was the last survivor of his family, only 12 years old at the time. However, he had somehow managed to fight and kill 4 of the affiliation's best officers. So he was then confronted with a choice from a young Taya Volk. That choice was, you can either continue to fight and die, or I could show you how to become a true warrior, a true weapon for Axiom, and you can fulfill your destiny. With that, Taya Volk adopted the now named Heath Welker and did exactly what she promised, because in return, she would get a perfect warrior. She negotiated that he go to Genesis, that he train with some of the Yina's trackers to become one of the best wilderness scouts out there. A master of knowledge of animals, stealth, and survival. He then went to the archipelago, again negotiated by Taya Volk, and worked with the Inquisition, a group that many on the archipelago think is outdated, a group created solely to hunt remnant vampires that may or may not still be alive and still be threatening the very safety of the archipelago itself. He learned much from them. Much from them. He then returned and was put under Rex Stonetooth to learn the inner workings of not just the rest of Axiom that he hadn't gotten to see yet, but the barbarian nations and undercover work. This was his first true assignment, the taking of the Dead Seas, the wiping of this blight off the face of the planet. And what did he discover there? Something he had been trained to find. And now, he stood across from it and was ready to record his greatest victory. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Astral Drive, episode 15. We're excited. We're back to be gone again. But nonetheless, it's our commitment to the show. We will continue to do this show forever. Not forever. I'm too old for forever, but for a while. I am not alone. We have wonderful players here who are going to be playing this game. Before we get into it, this specific game that we're talking about is the single mod on Axiom game system. You can see the cover next to my face right over there. You can also see instructions on how to go and potentially purchase that if you would like. It is only $6. It is very cheap, so consider it. Above me, Arthur Deos playing Gerald Abrego.
Good evening, everyone.
Next, the Buildmaster General, Philbilly330, playing Nella Stonehand.
What's up, guys?
And then finally, last but not least, our unofficial official partner in all things TTRPG, Wizard's Respite, or Ash, playing Alfred Whitecastle.
Hey, everybody.
So, just to really quickly recap before we get into this, I do want to say to everybody out there this is going to be kind of like a season finale episode because it is December. December is incredibly busy here at the Old Man channel. It is very hard to schedule things for other shows and whatnot. I got to free up a little time for that. Plus, holidays, right? Am I right? If you're old, holidays. So, we will be back January 3rd. We're going to take a little season break between. Hopefully we'll be able to wrap up some of the stuff. Leave plenty of cliffhangers out there, but some of the stuff tonight. So to recap, chaos had gone. It had gone to chaos. The Dead Seas. The hub was killed by Alfred Whitecastle. This allowed the Heath Welker to basically let Taya Velk know that the Dead Seas no longer have the Zix in any way, shape, or form. So Taya Velk has taken it upon herself to attack the Dead Seas once and for all to rid them of Axiom. They're coming in hot. We saw Nullus face off with his brother, spank him quite heartedly. Though he took a ton of bullets, he didn't die. They ended up going their separate ways, and the brother is going off to fight with his people against the invading Axiom Defense Force. Alfred Whitecastle is trying to find Nullus to escape. Nullus is trying to escape as well. Nullus, however, ran into Volker, who had been brought by Siggy. Once they knew that he was there, I think if everybody remember like 3 or 4 episodes, they sent the wife to get Volker. Volker, the super evil man behind the man, the gargoyle with these nasty gauntlets standing there, and Pickles is scared, and Nullus is like, fuck it, let's go. We had left him there. Alfred had just happened upon Heath Welker, who is now in his ADF suit, bandolier of knives, big katana, taking out bandits left and right. And then with Gerald somehow survived by the kindness of an old orc living on the side of the mountain by himself with nothing but, they were direwolves, right? I just called them direwolves, I think. Just living with a pack of direwolves that he helps raise, protect, and feed, and train. One of the direwolves attached himself to Gerald Abrego, and the orc, who doesn't necessarily like Gerald Abrego, has told him that direwolf he now has to care for, and if he fails to do it, the orc will find him and kill him. So, fun stuff for Gerald, but at least he's alive, and he's actually probably, for the first time ever, the least threatened character in the scene. He's actually the most safe of everybody for, I think, the first time in all 15 episodes. So that's where we all are, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I can't open with a cold open like that and not go right to Alfred. Alfred, Heath, you see Heath just like his last knife takes down the last bandit, the raider, the Dead Seas barbarian, takes him down. You guys are in like a big mess hall area. The mess hall area actually is a large, I want to say like 30, 40-foot room with kind of big stone tables and benches. Kind of in a row, and then you actually see just kind of open, no glass, just open windows that overlook the auditorium that you came in at. You can't see, like, the stone ledges are high enough that you can't see down and what's going on at the floor because you're one level up. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So the auditorium was a two-story auditorium where you guys brought all that treasure in. This would be on the second story, so you'd have to walk over to the window to look down to see the floor, but you can tell that that's the room that it's overlooking. Heath kind of like looks at you, and like you see him kind of like, he does this samurai move to kind of flick the blood off of his katana. And then he kind of like rolls his shoulder, and he gives you a really weird look, and he starts to kind of like almost circle you.
And so he's killed everybody else in the room.
Yeah, he's killed everybody else. They're all dead.
All right. Are you all right? It's time to go. There's some kind of explosions going on. Why are you in your uniform?
He looks at you and goes, "That's no concern of yours. And I have never been part of your crew. Not your crew." And he starts to kind of like walk, kind of like down the tables. So like he's on the far side of the tables from you. There's just one big row of tables. He's kind of walking down that side towards you. My body's like, "I saw what you did back there. I don't think you realized where I've trained before, and I know you made the mistake."
And what mistake is that?
Sorry, man. It's happening. Out of character. It's happening. He looks at you and goes, "I served with the Inquisition on the archipelago. You didn't know that, did you? Not many do. Mommy Dearest likes to keep most of that quiet. But I've been around the universe. I know your kind, vampire. I've known your kind since that slip-up. And while many people on the archipelago might think that your kind doesn't exist, I know the truth. I know the truth. I've seen you in action. And I know what I have to do now. You see him kind of like ready his sword and look at you.
I didn't see this go in this direction.
It's like,
but I can't say that I'm not prepared.
it's like, well, your kind is nothing if not prepared. I'm fully impressed. I've seen a lot of subterfuge from you people before, but never all the way up into the Hearth Collective, getting your own ship, getting a crew. I don't know how you manage that, but it does go to show the weakness in the Hearth Collective. The exact thing that Volk talks about on a regular basis.
Tell me, when did you figure this out?
When you were moving the crate by yourself, you were talking casually and pushing it with one hand. That cart must have weighed, what? Almost 500 pounds? You couldn't have done that by yourself. Then you saw me looking and all of a sudden you pretended not to. And it all came to light.
I see.
There's also that body on the Hearth Collective ship. I was privy to that information as well. I know what to look for. My brothers don't. But I found the puncture wounds on the one in the walk-in fridge. That was you, right?
It seems that you are quite well informed, Heath. What do you know of my people?
You enslaved a human race so brutally, they literally had to jump planets. You caused a war, a civil war, that almost engulfed the entire world.
So, you know the broad strokes of history brought to you by the Inquisition. Is that it?
I see what you're doing. But I'm not that. I'm not somebody here to have a conversation with you. I'm not a politician. I'm not a priest. I'm not a lawyer. I'm certainly not a sorcerer. Let me explain to you what I am. Alfred Whitecastle, which I doubt that's your real name. He steps forward kind of between the tables and makes a low stance. He goes, I'm a weapon. And then he charges.
How far away is he?
At this point, because he's been kind of walking the whole way, I'd say he's about like 15 feet away. His back is to the windows, basically. You're still kind of in the doorway. You didn't really come in that far.
Okay. I guess charging at 15 feet, I'd probably just say something along the lines before I go into my own charge and meet him halfway, drawing my weapon, along the lines of, you're right. I'm not Alfred Whitecastle. I'm Alistair Creedmoor, and you will do well to remember the name of my house. Charge in, full blast.
Oh! All right, let's do it. Big reveal, bitches. That's what we're doing tonight. All right. It's been big reveals for the last 4 episodes, I feel like. All right. Initiative is D20 plus perks, right? Plus perception, right? He only got a fucking 4, so.
Oh, I thought I was gonna lose that one for sure because I only got a 10.
But you got a better one on that.
Okay.
Rock and roll, brother.
Do it. Yeah. Of course, gonna take a attack.
It's probably a good call. All right, so you pull your sword out and charge him.
I charge him with my sword.
Both just charging. Anime style charge. The blade's dragging on the ground for no reason. Sparks are flying off of it. It's bad for the blade, cool for the cinematics. All right, so what's your roll to hit him?
23.
Wow, good roll. 17. So you hit.
Okay.
So 17, you're going to beat him by 5. No, 6. Right?
Yeah.
And then what's your weapon damage?
It's a +2.
Sharp?
Sharp. Yeah.
Okay. So that's only going to be considered for threshold. Brings it up to an 8. Not going to change anything. You're going to get an injury threshold. So go ahead and roll a d20. Let's find out where you hit him.
Right. Actually, I'm going to use a perk. I think I have critical eye lets me do.
Yes, you can decide where you hit him. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hit him on his sword arm.
Okay. So it'll be a injury to the arm. Still gotta get there. Arm injury is force is reduced by 1. Okay. So force is reduced by 1. Do a little -1 there. He does have conditioning. Oh, and just for everybody out there, I was completely wrong. I don't know if it was last time or the time before, but conditioning does add to soak when you're taking damage. Right. Totally forgot that. It's on me. So conditioning does add to soak. So he is going to, with conditioning, soak 4 damage. So he's going to take 2 damage. Vitality.
Cool.
Which brings me down to 3. Okay. All right, you kind of bring in. You guys kind of hit blades. You clink in the center. Then you kind of slide your blade down his blade and kind of spin it around his grip and end up catching him on the wrist, drawing some blood. He grits his teeth slightly. Are you going to continue to attack or what?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to stop there because I'd have to use momentum at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my momentum for now.
All right, you slash his wrist. He kind of spins off the blade with the wrist and kind of comes all the way around and kind of comes low, trying to slash across your legs with his blade. Alright, so his force is a -1, so total of 16 to hit you.
Okay. That's a straight dirty 20.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So all right, so he brings it down, you block to the side using incredible reflexes. And then as you block that, he's going to let it go. It's your turn.
Okay, gonna try attack again. Oh, that's a 27. I crit. That was an extra 20.
Jesus Christ.
I just know, like, I'm hitting all these 20s now. That's all gonna come down the next couple of rounds.
Well, it doesn't help that he rolled really high. So his total is 25 to dodge.
Okay.
Yeah. 25 to dodge. So you're only going to beat him by 2, right?
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to soak all of that. Like, even with your sharp, it's just going to soak. So you bring it back in. You manage to take, like, a chunk of clothing off. You can see he's surprised by your speed. But he kind of, like, steps back, puts one foot on the bench, then kind of leaps up and kind of does this overhand kind of katana downward slash at you. We're in the cinematics, man. This is a season finale. We gotta get crazy with it.
Yeah.
All right. He gets a total of 20. Dirty 20 to hit you.
Oh, I got 11.
Ooh, 11, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So 11. Do you? So his weapon is +2 sharp. Well, is it katana +2 sharp? Let me check here. Can't remember what a katana is. No, katana is +4 sharp.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Way worse for you than I thought it was originally.
Can I use 2 momentum to re-roll that?
Yeah.
Because that was a lot of damage.
It's gonna be a lot of. It's gonna be definitely a death check. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use 2 momentum. I'm gonna re-roll that. Okay. That was a total 23 after mods.
Okay. All right.
I thought that was gonna really mess me up.
All right. He comes down and just like nails your rapier. Your rapier actually gets knocked away, and you stagger backwards slightly. And he just kind of smiles at you and goes, "I thought a vampire'd be stronger." And then he continues to charge, but he's not spending momentum yet. So it's your turn.
All right. Attack again. Oh, that's rolled exactly the same thing. 23 to hit.
23 to hit. Okay. 20 to dodge, so you're gonna hit him, but barely again. What's your you got the +2 sharp, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so that'll be 5 total to hit him, but he's gonna end up soaking it down to 1 point of damage. No, because it's threshold, so he won't take anything from that. Alright, so you kind of thrust at him with the rapier this time. He lets that pass by. You end up kind of like scraping another piece of his uniform. He slides through it and kind of spins all the way around to kind of bring the katana around towards your upper midsection.
Ooh.
Oh, shit roll on his part. 6 total to hit you.
That's a 19.
Nice. All right, so you bring up the blade. You manage to block a.
I don't like that laugh. Swing to attack and 16.
Oh. He rolls 20. Rolls a 20, so he's going to get plus. So he got a 27 total. He's going to use momentum to counter. Well, is that? I think that's how that works. Let me check it real quick.
Anytime an attack is unsuccessful, the target player's turn. Pause, and the character may take 1 single action. It cannot expend additional momentum to make further action.
Oh, so it's a free. No, can spend a momentum. So I still have to spend a momentum. Okay, alright, so he's going to spend a momentum and counter you.
Okay. It's 18 for defense.
Alright, you dodged. You guys cannot hit each other.
Oh, Jesus.
This
is like a straight-up sword fight.
Yeah, you kind of come in with a weak thrust on his attack. He knocks it aside and then comes in with just a big, like, beheading sword strike. You kind of duck it and spin backwards, bringing the blade back up at the ready.
Ooh. Okay.
It's still your turn unless you want to pass.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, you haven't passed.
Counter.
It was a counter, so you can spend a momentum to now attack again. It is not technically his action yet. It's only his action when you go, I pass, because he countered. He didn't take a turn.
Okay. So I can just take my normal turn.
You already attacked. He countered. Yes. You can spend a momentum to attack again or pass.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay. You pass. Yeah, he's not going to waste it. You kind of spin backwards, back on the back foot a little bit, and he's just going to come in again, kind of with a faint strike, and then he's going to come in with another one, and he's going to spend a momentum to add the wound effect to this attack. Which, just so you know, is a lot. A lot on a katana. So, why am I this high? Too high. So on a katana, there's a +2 on all wound effect attacks. So he's going to add another +2 to his roll to hit you.
Okay.
In addition to the wound effect, if it hits you. Which the wound effect will... when the target is wounded, the thresholds for injury and death are reduced by 1. This can stack up to 3 times. So here comes the attack roll. Ooh, okay.
I rolled a 24 for defense for dodge.
I think you're going to beat him then. 16. He got a total of 22.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
So lucky you.
Yeah, that was close. Only 2 points. Man, this is a hard fight.
Yeah. You step back again, kind of like beat the blade a little bit on him, kind of keep him distracted. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Attack again. 20.
20. Oh. Ooh, he dodges easily.
Okay.
Yeah. 15 plus 7 is 22. 22 to dodge.
Okay.
All right. So you kind of stab again. Now he's knocking your blade aside, and on the last stab that you go for, he just uses all of the weight of the heavier katana to just nail your rapier. It opens you up. He steps in, just brings the katana high, and tries to just split you in twain.
Oh, he might do it. Got a 13 on my dodge.
23.
Okay. I'm going to use a luck token.
Yeah, probably
To
good idea.
reroll that. I'm going to end up using all my shit tonight.
Season finale, baby. Use that shit.
Yeah. All right.
You know, Phil's going to use it all in one action.
All right, that was a little bit better. I got a 17 on that second roll.
17 on that second roll. Okay. So he's still going to hit you then.
Yeah.
So you got a 23. Okay. So 6. He beat you by 6. The threshold goes up by 4 to a 10. Are you wearing armor?
Just on the chest.
Okay, so we'll find out where it hits on the injury threshold and see if you're going to need a Well, no. What's your conditioning and your what's your total soak?
Total soak is 4.
Okay, so that brings it back down to a 6. So you're only taking an injury threshold. He, however, is going to use critical eye to choose where he attacks. His is going to be your legs, so agility.
Okay.
Drop your agility by 1.
Okay.
And then I think you only take threshold goes up. I think you only take 2 points of damage.
Okay, after my soak.
What's up?
Oh, did he just get disconnected?
He may have. He's froze.
Okay.
He's definitely.
Oh, there
no,
it is.
he's moving.
Oh,
You weren't
Did
moving. Yeah, you weren't moving for a second there. You were very close. So you're only taking 2, I think. vitality damage, but your agility is going to drop by 1.
Okay.
So he take when he opens you up, you backpedal, but he manages to kind of like redirect and bring the blade down on kind of just the front of your knee, like splitting open the center of your knee. So it's not a big cut or a nasty cut, but it's enough that every time you put pressure on it, you just feel that gash, basically. And you kind of step back slightly. Your turn.
All right. Attack again. 14 to hit.
Okay.
I knew this was coming.
Wow.
I hit too many high rolls.
I actually hit him with that one.
Oh!
7 plus, he only got a 9, so you hit him with that one. What's your
+2 to sharp.
right? But so 9. What was the damage you did? What did you get? 14.
Yeah, I did 14, so we got 5 damage.
5. So 5. He's gonna soak down 4 to 1. You got a threshold, so he's only gonna take 1, basically.
Okay. But do I do a threshold?
No.
Okay.
You only ended up at like a 3 total with threshold for threshold damage.
Okay.
All right, so you kind of you take the blade. He brings the blade up again. This time you kind of thrust forward, getting him off guard, catching him in the shoulder. You draw just a little smidgen of blood in his thing. He steps back slightly, kind of, and pauses, and then gets in a low stance. As you guys have kind of fought now that you're next to the tables, kind of fighting next to the windows almost.
Oh boy.
And we're going to pause there, so remember where you're at, because we got another fight to deal with. Phil Billy! Alright, so you were going to attack, correct?
Yeah, we were about to roll initiative, I believe.
Yes. Is there anything you want to do before rolling initiative?
Yeah, I want to know what, by outsmart, I want to know what,
I want to be a dirty bitch, but I've got to give you the option. All right, his perks are Feint, Combo, Tank, Tough, Outsmart, Sixth Sense, Reach, Companion. Companion is currently negated by his Outsmart.
I'm trying to remember what, I know what Tank is. I'm gonna look at what Tough is real quick.
That's a list of perks right there.
I fully intended multiple people to fight him, probably not on this game session. So, like, not this soon. So, although I've got to be honest, I'm shocked with some of the ways the fights are going. You know, just given what I know about your character, Wiz, like, it blows my mind, some of the fights, the way they go in this game. Like, I almost feel like sometimes, like, the numbers matter and don't matter at the same time. It's kind of weird with the system.
Yeah. I mean, like, I can see, like, all of the... I dumped so much into my like, certain stats. Like, I can see them really saving my ass several times.
Yeah.
But then when you roll bad enough and it's like, oh, I am so dead. It doesn't even matter how much I dumped in. I am so screwed.
Well, and what's interesting with the sword play, which I think is kind of fun, is because it's sharp damage. None of it's about, like, actually taking their health away. It's about getting that big hit that's going to, like, kill them with threshold damage, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a momentum to negate one of his tough.
Okay.
So that way his thresholds will be taken back to 5 and 10.
Yes, that is correct. All right. He is going to spend a momentum to act first then, because that's what Sixth Sense does.
Sounds good. And also, so the pistol in my hand has 4 rounds left.
Okay.
I'm going to pull my other gun out of the holster, so I'm dual wielding.
That's fine. I have no problems with that. Okay. So He just basically, you guys face off. He sees immediately in your eyes that you're not gonna fucking talk to him. You're gonna attack. So he just his claws come out and he just charges. His wings kind of unfurl behind him, kind of floating in the wind. You're surprised with how big, how fast this big dude moves. And he is just on you. Then spends momentum to attack you. And make sure I use all of his fucking shit. What was that one? Gotta remember what that one was. Oh, okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, he charges in, just basically rushes you real fast. You're pulling the second blade, surprised by his speed. He's on you. He spends momentum to kind of dig his claws at you. Yep. And he is going to get
16.
To
I have a 21
17.
to dodge.
17. You dodged. So you managed to kind of like sidestep it as the claw kind of comes right past your face.
What was his roll?
His roll was 17. Oh, his roll?
His actual roll.
12.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, before I...
Do you want to do anything there, or?
No. Okay. Just checking to see if I lost that momentum. I did. No, I sidestep it, and I... is he taking another action, or no?
He is not taking another action.
Okay, I put... As I sidestep, I kind of barrel stuff him with both guns.
John Wick fight. John Wick versus Wolverine.
Yeah, I rolled to attack.
That tough?
I would love to see that fight. I'm not gonna lie.
I enter Blood Rage.
Okay. That's the orc thing, right?
Yeah. So round 1 of Blood Rage.
Okay.
Uh, 22 to hit.
Okay.
Oh, I get to roll 2 dice. See if this one's higher. Nope, 22 to hit.
Okay. Just looking over my stuff and make sure I'm doing everything right. All right. 16. $21.
Okay, so I do 1 damage then.
Yeah. Well, he'll soak that down to nothing.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Does it? Do you need? It doesn't matter for armor, right? If he naturally soaks it.
No, that doesn't factor in. That only factors in on thresholds.
Okay.
If they're met. So, like, if you go over the threshold, so, like, on his arms, if you go over the injury threshold and you roll arms, it might take that injury away. Or death save. Vice versa. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So you come in with the John Wick barrel stuff. He actually kind of sidesteps. The gun goes off. You hear the wha-ting plow as it, like, ricochets off one of his armored arms and hits the stone.
All right. I will end that turn. That way I'll gain a momentum back.
Okay.
Because it's still a success, even though I didn't do damage, right?
That is correct.
All right.
correct,
Yeah.
sir.
I'm going to end that turn. I need momentum.
Trust me, that's how I was doing a lot of the Welker fight up there.
Wait, so you get momentum if you land a hit?
Yes.
If you don't spend momentum in that turn.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Any roll that you're instigating, and an attack is you instigating. A defense is a response. So any roll in which you're basically the inciting reason for the roll, basically, can give you a momentum on a success. So a successful attack gives you a momentum.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so his turn. Okay. So pew, ting, he actually smiles at you and brings the other claw around. 20 dirty.
13 plus 18 total.
Okay, so he hits you, but barely.
Yeah, I soak it.
And the game is afoot. Yeah, you most likely soak it because he only does 2 threshold sharp. So, with the claws, they're not blunt. So total would be if you did 18, so it'd be total 4. I'm gonna guess you have a conditioning and a soak of bigger than 4.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So he brings in his claw. He ends up cutting across your kind of barbarian fur, but not really taking any damage out of you. And then he's gonna pass.
Okay. I am going to use my free action to use Demon Fog.
Okay.
Inflicting darkness.
Your free action.
Yeah, the action that I didn't spend momentum on. The first action. I'm making multiple moves.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Your proper action. You're planning on.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. What do you mean free?
And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to increase my difficulty to take it to up the number of rounds. So my difficulty for that is 10. And I believe the rule was you add 2 to the difficulty for each additional round.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make my difficulty 14 to try to take that to 4 rounds.
Okay. That would mean that it would be 4 full rounds of darkness before the darkness faded, correct?
Correct.
If you're successful.
Correct.
How much damage do you take from that, though? Because you're using the blood version, right?
I will take 2 damage.
Okay.
Nullus is cool.
So I roll a 10 plus 4 plus 3. So, oh yeah, I got it.
Okay. Alrighty. Now,
So-
what's the effect on him?
Basically, he has a -2 to his attack roll
Okay.
for each turn.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend a momentum to activate Demon Sight, which that has a difficulty of 5 for 1 round. I want to increase it by 3, so I'll be adding 6 to the difficulty. So I have Demon Sight for 4 rounds. I'll take 1 damage from that.
Okay.
So that will make my difficulty 11, which should be very easy. I rolled an 11, so yeah, I definitely got that.
Okay. So you don't
So
have the minus then.
I actually have a plus now. I have a +2.
Okay.
So let me take that damage.
To attack or to defend?
I have a +2 to attack.
Okay, cool. And you can see in the dark.
Yeah, but so basically I use it to stack it. So since he has a -2 and I have a +2, you know.
Right. I got you.
This is why you're the build master general.
I told you. I told you I've never had. We were talking about before we went on, before Phil was even on. I have never seen Phil ever have a character almost die or even get hurt. like not significantly, because he just optimizes whatever he's got.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And then I'm gonna spend one of my force tokens from pumped to take an action or take an
Nice.
attack.
Nice. He actually broke one of my games, just for the record.
What game?
Hold on one second, guys.
That's some pretty awesome build work you have there. That like all of that crap stacked together. That's insane.
It's essentially like me having a +4 to hit. Because he
Yeah.
has the -2 and then I have the +2.
And he's in the like minus some of his mods for attacks too, right?
Yep, -2.
Jeez, that's a big deal. Even for a high level boss, -2. But in this game,
Sorry
-2
about
goes
that,
a long
guys.
way.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, the game was Gun, the first game you ever played. You ended up breaking it. He
yeah,
found
I did.
we played it for a very, very long time, and it was a good game. And Phil just found a way to make his class that in one turn he could one-hit KO
Bosses.
anything I put in front of him. Just anything I put in front of him. It was like Borderlands build stuff, and I was like, this game, I can't play this game anymore. I would put things with like 2,000 health in front of him and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna jailbreak this gun, and then he's dead. Like, it was like, what the fuck do you mean he's dead? Yeah, he's just dead. Sorry. Just says what it is.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, it was terrible. If I could keep them alive for 2 rounds, it means Phil had did something terribly wrong, and he never did. So they always died in 1 round. I had to make sure that they got initiative to even have a fight. It's rough.
That makes Phil a really good playtester.
Yeah.
You want to see if your game can get exploited? Get Phil in there.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, in fairness, single mod is made to be exploited, so...
Well, that's weird. I rolled the same thing on both dice. So total to hit will be... plus my blood rage, plus my demon sight. 23 to hit.
All right, so he's still got the normal amount to defend, or it's a -2 to defend and attack.
-2 to defend and attack.
Okay, all right, that's a good ass spell. Okay, so that's negated then. So it'd be at a 15. What'd you get total to hit him?
23.
He's gonna He'll take that one. All right. So 23. He got a 15. So you're dealing 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. What's your bullet? Your sharp damage on the bullets?
4.
4. So 8 plus 4. That brings it up to 11.
12.
12. Sorry. 12. Okay. Roll to see where you hit him, because that matters.
That's a D20, correct?
Yeah, just roll a d20. Tell me what you get.
6.
6. That's the torso. All right. Oh, no, wait. Wait. So to 8, 9, 10, 11. Condition 2, endurance 2, 4, soaks, down. It's still going to be an injury. Okay, yeah. Okay. So injury to his endurance. And he will take 3 points of damage. Okay. All right, darkness comes up, your eyes come up, you seem to kind of catch him by surprise. You bring up the shot. He actually manages to still kind of in the dark, like bring up a hand as he hears the click of your gun. So it goes off and it fires, but you end up grazing the upper half of one of his shoulders, basically, just kind of almost through the collar, like right above the collarbone, so to speak. And he steps back slightly as you do that. Still your turn.
Because I saved one of those momentum with fortunate, I'm going to spend another momentum to attack again.
All right, bring it.
All right. Not as good. 10 plus 5 plus 2, 17 plus 2, 19. And my eyeballs are actually like bleeding tears.
So he only got 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's a differential of 10 plus
Yeah.
my 4 sharp. So
That's
14.
4 sharp. Hold up before you roll. Gotta make a decision here. Yeah, he's gonna tank that.
Okay, I figured. At least that's gone.
Yeah, at least it's gone. Yeah. So you fire again, but this time he just kind of like rolls the gun off of his chest before the gun goes off, and just, as he kind of like blocks to the side. All right, and then it is his.
Yeah, I'm
turn.
gonna end it there.
Yeah, I figured.
I got 3 momentum left, so I gotta be smart here.
At this point, what is he gonna do? Yeah, okay. All right, as he blocks that kind of gun off, because you guys are kind of blocking through with the shots, he brings the other hand over your gun hand, just claws straight out to kind of stab him into you. Ooh. She's got the -2, so that'll be a 22 to hit you.
Ooh, 11 plus 2 is 13 plus...
Well, you don't get the +2 to dodge. You said you only get the +2 to attack.
Correct. I'm adding my agility, or not...
Oh, gotcha. You're factoring in your dual wielding too, right? Yeah.
Yep. That's why I was looking.
No problem.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 18.
Okay. So he still hits you, but only by like...
plus my blood rage, so 20.
Okay. So he still hits you, but not by anything that matters.
So I soak it.
Yeah. What does your blood rage do?
So basically, every round I have a D4 counter. So my attack and defense go up by 1 until it gets to 4.
I know this one.
And then they count backwards.
Then it counts backwards and goes to minus, 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 minus.
Yeah. until I get back to 1, and then I'm even again.
So you need to like end the fight fast. I
Yeah,
get
you
it.
throw everything at him on the peak, basically, is how I am playing it.
Very Philbilly move. That was maybe okay.
And that's why I wanted that 4 rounds of darkness to help negate if I go back on the downslope.
All right. He is going to end his turn there, but he is going to spend a momentum to negate any thresholds he's taken. That is his gargoyle ability.
Negate any thresholds.
Yeah, so you did
Oh,
the endurance threshold, so his soak will go back up.
so
all
he
right.
ends that.
Yeah, and we're going to switch to something much more calmer. Aether, Gerald. It's been about 2 days right now of, total. Since you woke up, since you bonded with the dire wolf, with, what was his name, by the way? Do you remember what his name was? Did he give you his name yet, the old orc?
No,
No?
I don't.
Good. Because I had a card of notes, and I couldn't remember if I had given him a name or not. Okay. So yeah, it's been 2 days total since all of that stuff has gone down. And like I said, he goes out every day for a few hours, then comes back, eats, drinks, tries to get you to stop talking, then goes back out again. Basically, just the same period over and over again with the wolves. Do you do anything during that period?
So, last we left off, he had done that a bit, and my talking to myself and using the
Yes.
wolves as and walls as my therapists.
Yeah.
Bonded with one. And
Yes, and he had
still
basically
2
said
more days after that.
Yeah. It's been a little bit for you. You're well past the fights that are going on with the other two. I'm gonna have to figure out how to catch that
I hope you guys don't
time.
have to run away in a hurry.
Well, you're halfway down the mountain, so like as long as I make sure that I don't, at some point I pass like 4 days for them and not for you, then we're good.
Yeah, I hope.
I'm a seasoned game master. I can do it.
I hope we have enough food on the ship for
Um,
our poor engineer who's been stuck there the whole time.
like, man, what's going on?
It's been a week. I hope they're coming back.
Well, it's not been a week
Played
for them.
every game and read every stupid text in the library.
Yeah. So, anything else that you've done in those amount of times?
You know, he was very insistent that I not move at all and I not talk to the wolves, and I've already violated one of those 2 things.
Okay.
I'm kind of happy, honestly,
Okay.
being pretty stationary, if I'm honest. So last we talked, he said I had to leave to go find the rest of my people. He said, yeah, no.
Yeah, you can't. You're down the mountain. Well, and he tells you how many days it's been. Well, I guess you know that the ship can't move without you. So there's that factor.
Yeah.
But, like, for the most part, you're like, how would they even still be there? Sort of thing. But he, finally on the last day, he comes in. He sits down, he makes his pot of very rough coffee that you're trying to get used to and having a very hard time doing. And then he makes some more stew that you're trying to enjoy because you have to, but having a very hard time doing. And then he gives you a bowl, gives you the coffee, like normal, like it's become a routine at this point. Then he sits down without looking at you and he goes, Trader comes up this mountain once every week. She's coming up tomorrow. I'm going to send you back down with her. She's capable. She knows the roads. She's friendlier than me. She likes to talk more than me. I think you'll get along great.
Oh well, thank you so much. Uh, I, I've been. I will do what I can to repay your hospitality.
He just like he scoffs at you, and for the first time he smirks, but you feel that the smirk is incredibly condescending. And he goes, "What is it you possibly think that you're going to give me to repay me for dragging your dead carcass into this tent and nursing you back to health?" Don't answer that. I'm going to explain something to you. I don't know what you're mixed up in. And believe me, I've been mixed up in my share of things in my life. But what exactly are you expecting to accomplish in the state that you're in? Whoever did that to you, I mean, you didn't fall down the mountain onto a machete. Whoever did that to you, they're going to keep trying to do that to you. And eventually they're going to get it right.
I sometimes wonder what I'm doing out here myself, honestly.
Look, I don't like to give advice. That's why I live alone on a mountain with dogs that don't talk to me. But in this case, I'm going to give you some. It's not about why you're out here, and it's not about why it happened to you. It's about what are you going to do when it happens again, and are you going to be ready for it? And believe me, there ain't always going to be an old orc living on a mountain to drag your ass into a tent and nurse you back to health.
That would be terribly inconvenient for everyone involved.
Like I said, I've been around. I've met plenty who can use their mouth to get themselves out of trouble. Doesn't look like you did that successfully. And I've met plenty who can use their body to get themselves out of trouble. Doesn't look like you did that successfully. So, at the end of the day, what are you going to do to survive? Because it looks to me like people are carrying you. Takes a sip of his coffee. I mean, at least you got that one. He points at the direwolf who has now, like, curled up at your feet. It just has been there since then. He's like, at least you got that one. Already poisoned that one. That one's definitely going with you.
He's really just staring into his coffee a lot and watching the thick grounds float around.
He takes a deep breath and he goes, "Listen, I care about the dog, so I don't want it to die. And if it's going to follow you around, I don't want you to be incapable. So, put these on." And he throws you some, like, fur, basically. Some heavy furs. They are a little small for you, because you're a little bit bigger than orcs, but orcs are pretty big dudes, so you're in the same kind of size range.
Really somewhat comparable to the what ones I had. I don't think they really carry armor-sized clothes here.
Not really, no. Well, if you went to the Tochi Empire, because the ogres are bigger than the Armas, so
That's true. Yeah.
you can get that going for
They
you.
might carry. I might have at least small ogre child size. Yeah. Gerald's like really.
He takes a sip of coffee. He can see the hesitation on your face. And he goes, "You put him on or you don't put him on? That's really the question. Do you want to get better? Or do you want to sit in that bed until the trader comes and hauls your ass off the mountain for somebody else to put a machete in it. Hey, orcs practice tough love.
Yep, it's
Everybody.
true.
I like Gerald's character. I don't have any problem with Gerald's
He needs
character.
this. He needs this.
I was about to say, just giving role playing.
Yeah.
Character arc moments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I guess I've spent too much time adding up other people's weight, and he puts just downs the rest of the coffee and puts the furs on.
Nice line. I like that. He leads you outside of the tent, and you start to shiver. He immediately turns to you and goes, "Don't do that."
I'm gonna try not to.
Nice. Okay, give me a resolve endurance. Difficulty's gonna be high. We're gonna say, because he's kind of a prissy boy, we're gonna say 15.
Mm-hmm. Uh, 17.
17? Okay.
17.
You actually force yourself to stop shivering. You're like, no, I want to do this. I want to do this. These fuckers attacked me. They tried to kill me. I'm on my own. For all you know, the entire crew is dead. You want to do this. You want to get stronger. And you force yourself to not shiver. And then you hear him actually chuckle. And he goes, huh. All right. Listen, you're doing it wrong. I appreciate the effort. The fact is, you just gotta get in the right headspace. It's not about forcing your body to not shiver. It's about understanding that you're going to be cold, that you have to be cold, and you're going to continue to be cold until you get the job done. That's what it's about. It's about the headspace. That's what living in the Northlands is about. Dealing with it till the job is done. And he says that to you, and he kind of talks you through it a little bit. And we're going to do another resolve endurance check.
Met your Mr. Miyagi.
This time it's 10.
18.
Times 10. Okay, you nail that. And you actually, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to be cold. I'm going to be cold, and I'm going to deal with it. I'm not on Genesis. I'm in the snow. I'm going to be cold. And once you get in that headspace, you stand there for probably about 15 minutes with him, kind of watching you and coaching you. You get in that headspace where you're like, I'm cold and it's okay. And then once you're there, you realize things that you didn't see before. Gerald kind of has like an opening experience. He's noticing the snow and how pretty it is on the trees and the branches and the mountainside. He becomes more aware in that moment. Sorry guys, my voice is fucking dying. And then the orc goes, all right, good. Now we can get to work. And he goes, follow me. And then he starts to kind of move up the mountain.
He's going along.
All right. He is going to basically start to show you kind of like some base level survival stuff. So, if for some reason you want to spend any experience points on survival, you can from here on out. But he's going to kind of show you some base level survival stuff, especially in the cold. He's also going to point out, like, there's going to be a point where you start to step through the snow and he grabs your arm and he points. And then he kind of like hits it with the butt of his bow. And you see that there's no ground under it and the snow just falls away. And he's going to show you how to catch those snow drifts. Because we all remember you guys walked over the snowdrift that got you in the position that you were in multiple times. And yeah, he's going to, slowly but steadily, he's going to take you up the mountain. He's going to show you
Man doesn't do that. I'm sorry.
He's going to show you how to kind of take care of the dire wolf as well. And what it can do and how to give it commands. And you find something interesting because he's already been training these dire wolves, kind of living with them. So once he shows you the commands, the wolf is already bonded to you. So the minute he shows you the commands, you find it very easy to get the wolf to do what you want, which is really, really cool and nice experience. You spend the day with him hunting, basically. And at this point, he's going to kind of bring you up to... He brings you kind of like across the mountainside, down a little bit, up a little ways, and into kind of like a glade, kind of nestled away on kind of a cliffside. And then he's going to tell you to get low. And he's going to be like, you realize halfway through that you've been tracking like a buck, basically, like Axiom's deer. And he's going to basically say, all right, it's through there. Track it, hunt it, kill it. And he gives you his bow. And he's like, he gives you one arrow, and then he looks at you for a long time, and he's like, nah, you've only been doing it for one day. Then he gives you 2 more arrows, and that's it.
Oh no. Okay. Yep. All right.
All right. For the moment, I am going to give you a temporary 1 point in survival. This will not stay forever. It's just now because he's been training you in the moment. Like I said, should you want to buy survival later, you can buy survival later. But for now, you have that. So give me a survival plus perception check. Difficulty is 10.
Survival, which I didn't have before, is a endurance skill. Okay.
It is.
Survival perception.
Yes.
I'm gonna spend 2 momentum to reroll that.
Yay!
Well, 9.
Okay. All right. So no momentum for you. You have a hard time tracking him. I mean, you've only
I
been
also
doing
don't
this
get
for a
that
day.
momentum back either.
You've only been doing this for a day, so you do have a hard time tracking him. It's pretty rough.
Still, also like an 8-foot like a 7-foot armadillo.
However, he did lead you to the glade. So luckily enough, after you've been kind of traipsing around for a while, you lose the scent a little bit, and then you realize you kind of see him off to the side. He's kind of drinking from a small spring that's kind of like some melted snow water coming down from the mountain is dribbling into like an impromptu creek that's then dribbling through the forest and through the small glade and then off the cliff again. It's drinking from there. You will have to get into better position to take the shot though. Stealth.
That I normally
Yeah, I know. You just had to get to the stealth. You need to roll a, oh, this is an animal. It is snowy, though. I'm going to make it a 10 plus its awareness, which would be about a 2, so 12 total difficulty.
Yes, agility still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 16.
Nice. All right, you managed to... This is what you're good at. You've always been sneaky. Something about Gerald allows him to blend into nothingness when he wants to, and he turns into the brush, slowly moving through the brush. The bow, however, we need to do an intelligence knowledge roll for it, because you do have the range skill. I'm sorry, intelligence ranged. Because you do have the range skill, but I doubt he's ever handled a bow. Maybe he has, because there are natives on Genesis, but we'll see. So I'm going to say the difficulty would be at least a 10.
Yeah, like they're natives, but like...
What's the odds he's used a bow and arrow?
We hunt bugs.
Right.
And with knives. It's not really a bow thing. It's not what we do. With the claws, it's hard. But I rolled really well, so that's a
nice.
20.
All right. It just so happens that in your past there was a native that came to town and actually showed you and some other kids how to do some bow work when you were a young lad in the ministry school. And for whatever reason, that lesson kept with you. So you're like, okay, a bow. All right, got it. It's not a native bow from Genesis. It's definitely an orc bow, but I'm strong enough to handle that. You grab one of the arrows. You have the other three. You notch it, and you can take the shot. So this is just a D20. He cannot dodge.
And that is flat. What do I add for that?
You add ranged and force.
Okay. 16.
Okay. You take it. Boom! You let it go. The arrow does not find, like you were aiming for the head, you end up hitting it in the high upper haunch, but it manages to go through into the heart of the creature. The creature actually makes kind of like a guttural couple of cries, like, "Arr, arr." It does not die a good death with a 16. It dies a very painful, sad death, but it slouches to the side and then plops its head down into the creek. At this point, the orc walks up and goes, "All right, got to work on your aim, but all right. I mean, bad for the deer, but whatever." Just he walks over. He's like, "Go get it. Bring it back. It's your kill. Be proud of it." And this is the first kind of like adulation this guy has given you, and for whatever reason, probably because of Abrego's personality, but whatever reason, it washes over you this sense of accomplishment when he's like, "Great job." Like whatever reason, it's just like, yeah, I fucking killed a deer in the snow today. And yeah, so what do you do?
That's he's kind of stunned by the whole process. He's gonna walk kind of up to the deer and very, very mixed. Is oh well, I'm sorry about that. I think you will be food now. I know.
The orc goes, "Are you apologizing to the dead deer?"
It's important.
Is this like a thing from Genesis?
Kind
You guys apologize to all your dead animals?
Matthias teaches us that the animals don't pay taxes, so they don't really have. It's not really a loss exactly. It's kind of complicated, but
Yeah, I don't want to know about it.
My people do kind of care about this.
All right, that's fine. But look, he steps forward and kind of meets your eyes. He goes, "Look, you want to apologize to this deer all day long. That's fine. But it was him or you. And you chose you. Up there on that mountain, those guys, whoever they were that put that machete in you, they were choosing them. You got to choose you. You can say all the sorries you want over this carcass, but if you don't kill, if you're not willing to be the predator, you're gonna die."
That's true, but I should still have some care for life if it's to balance the debt of preserving my own. Some exchange must be made, and I should acknowledge that.
He takes a deep breath and goes, He not only does he take a deep breath, but he kind of looks at the direwolf that's with you, and then his direwolf that's trailing him. He pets his direwolf, and then looks up at you and goes, "All right, do whatever you need to do, and then follow me back to camp." All right, we're gonna cut from you there, and then get back to these fights that we gotta wrap up.
What a change of pace! Like you're going from like this huge
I know.
character development moment to two people locked in
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
It definitely is. It definitely is. I definitely had hoped that some things had lined up a little bit better with each other, but they didn't, so we're working with it. All right.
Oh, that's fine.
So,
It's just funny.
Wizard!
Yes.
Was it your turn?
I think it was. Does anyone else remember?
I think it
Yes,
was.
it was.
I think it was.
Okay.
All right, let's rock and roll, buddy.
Yeah, rolling for attack again.
Do it. Do it.
22.
Ooh. Ooh. $12.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, that's 10 plus your 2 sharp for threshold, right?
Yeah.
Brings him up to a 12. It's a potential death. Let's do the injury first. See where it hits. Roll a D20.
Okay, I'm gonna do critical. Or the critical eye.
Yeah? You gonna hit the same place again?
I think I'm actually gonna go for his head.
Oh, that stops him from spending momentum, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Also potentially breathing.
Well, fair enough on that one. I guess.
Not wrong.
Their max momentum is reduced by 2. If their max momentum is ever reduced below 0 without being healed, they will take an additional 5 damage. Their ooh. Okay. Alrighty. That was a good move.
Was his momentum that low?
It's max momentum.
Max momentum.
It's
Oh,
not-
okay. That's good.
right. It's his max momentum, and that I believe is perception times 3, if I recall correctly, is max momentum.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Because that's
So
about what it is.
so you do that to him again, he takes an extra 5 points of damage. Let me put it that way. All right. So damage. I mean, he might be dead anyway because you're doing 12 points of damage, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, that threshold would be 5 plus the 2 is over 10. So that would be a 7. He has an endurance of 2. So he needs a 6 or higher.
Okay.
Fucking shit. Okay. All right. All right. At this point, he steps back, gets in the kind of low stance. You kind of bring the blade up. You guys have both gotten your licks in. You're both kind of in the blood, waiting for that mistake. Finally, he time to die, vampire. And he moves in for you, but as he moves in, you see the opening. You spot his eye, and you just perfectly thrust the rapier forward. It catches the top of his katana, sliding up the top of his katana directly into his right eye.
Ooh.
Oh!
There's just like a moment there where you're paused, where just blood slowly leaks from his eye. Basically, the tip of your rapier has just barely pierced his brain. Like, that's where you hit him. Just like, whoosh. And he's just like,
This escalated quickly.
And at that point, his body just folds. He drops to the ground, and your rapier pops out of the eye. Pops out of the eye.
Oh, did not see that happening. So, he's dead, right? I mean, like,
He's
that was
fucking
a
dead.
kill.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
dead.
Jeez. I didn't think it was going to happen that fast.
Welcome
I
to
guess-
Single Mod, everybody.
Yeah.
Really long battles that end in one fucking terrible maneuver.
Yeah, that's insane. I pick up his katana and
Ooh.
look down at him and say, "For all that training, and you've lost your sword to me." And then I just turn around and walk away.
All right, you walk away. You're still hearing explosions and everything. I
Yeah.
do also want to point out you are hearing gunfire, like straight up gunfire, and have been hearing gunfire very close from the auditorium since then. Because they're in an auditorium and Phil's just shooting, popping rounds off. So it's definitely like echoing through there. You're definitely gonna hear it.
Okay. Would now, like, from where we're at the auditorium, I'd have to go up to the ledge to look over, right, to see what's going on down there.
It's not a ledge. It's just like windows, like three or like the one wall
Right.
is just open kind of windows, but old school medieval ones. There's no
So it's
glass
like
in
a
or anything.
wall, kind of.
Yeah. It's like a half wall.
Right.
Yeah, so you can kind of see over it.
So I think I'd probably just go up to that and take a look, because at this point I'm assuming there's one person I know that uses guns.
You see a big cloud just sitting in the middle of the room, and every once in a while there's a flash. And inside the flash, you see shadows moving. So basically, it's like a John Wick fight, but behind like a Soshi screen in Japan. That's what she said, just like every time, boom! And then you see like a flash of them, and then boom! And then a flash of them. But other than that, you can't see shit.
Which you would know because you've seen me use that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, and I know you have nose magic.
The nose magic.
Okay, remind me real quick. The room that we're in right now, was this the room where we're bringing a bunch of weapons into?
Yeah! No, you weren't bringing it to this room, you're bringing it from
Okay.
this room.
From this room. Okay,
Yeah, this is the treasure room, basically.
gotcha. Okay.
Well, the auditorium,
And-
they move the treasures to different places, basically.
Okay. I remember we were dumping or removing a bunch of the weapons, and I couldn't remember if this was the room we brought them to or not. How far down is the cloud?
The cloud is, it's 20 feet down, but I would say
Okay.
it's probably like 40 or 50 feet in front of you because they're kind of off towards the front of the auditorium.
So if I were to try to jump down there, I would probably take damage from the fall, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Okay. Then I guess I'm just gonna beeline it and try and get down there from. I kind of feel like I'd probably be able to figure out how to get back down there, right? I mean, I know where that is going on.
Yeah, you should be able to figure it out. It's kind of some crazy winding hallways, but you should be able to figure it out now that you've got kind of like the positioning of where it was, you know?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna try and beeline it down there with the katana in hand.
Okay, back to it was your turn on you too, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I tried to end it on both of you guys' turns. I just couldn't remember if I pulled it off or not. All right, so Phil, Billy, what you gonna do, son?
Tactics in this. Okay, so one shot left and one. Okay, so I'm gonna attack,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. So you can tactical or skilled reload, I believe it's called.
Yes.
There's a difficulty of 4, and it says you can do it during an action. Is that correct?
Hold up. Let me just reread it before I say it. I'm pretty sure I know how it works because I made it up, but let me just reread it to make sure I don't say something wrong like I did with conditioning. Advanced rules. Skilled reroll. Okay. This takes a full standard action unless the character has a ranged weapon skill at a 2 or higher. If they do, they may attempt a skill reload. When declaring another attack with a weapon, they may still attempt it. However, they must beat a target number. The difficulty being the reload time of the weapon times 4. If they fail to beat the difficulty on the attack, regardless of whether they beat the defense roll or not, the attack is cancelled. They can attempt it again on their next action or take the amount of actions needed to do a slow reload. So what's the reload time on your weapon?
1.
Oh,
So my
Jesus.
difficulty would be 4.
Yeah, you
which
can reload those without even thinking about it.
my ranged weapon, the skill is 4. So I mean,
Yeah.
really, I beat
Yeah.
it automatically.
Yeah, you reload. It's fine.
So am I correct in saying I can shoot this last bullet that's in that gun and then tactically reload it?
Yes, but you have to spend a momentum to attack. Your gun is empty until you need it. Like with skill reload, your gun is empty until you need to shoot, and that's when you're attempting to do it.
Okay.
So like if you can't tactically reload after you shoot, it has to be before you shoot.
Okay, then I'll just do it next round. Okay, so not tactically reloading right now because this gun has 1 more bullet in it. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
So taking 1 attack. Oh, nice. Roll 6, and this is my 3rd round of Blood Rage.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's the big one.
no, 1 more is the big one. Next round's the big one.
Oh, gotcha.
And then the following round's the big loss. So I got the plan. So 16, 20, 20. Two, 20, 29 to hit.
God damn.
I'm sorry, I screwed up. 27 to hit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You beat him by 20.
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah. Roll for injury threshold first and foremost before we get into anything else.
You mean like the location I hit him?
Yes, because that matters. Kind of. Not as much, but kind of.
A 14.
Damn it. Where was that? There we go. 14, you said?
Mm-hmm.
It's arms. Well, that's good for him. Alright. So +3 stopping power. Which means that his death save is increased by 3. Which brings that up to 13. Okay.
I thought it was, because of his soak. I got you.
Yes, yeah. No, not because of his soak. Because of his armor. His death save is now 13 instead of 10. Because of the
I
armor.
see.
You shot him in the armor.
I got you.
So 13. Now I do his soak, which is 12, 4. So that brings... That's going to just take that extra 4 away. Because they do 4 sharp, right?
Correct.
So his soak negates that. So we're still dealing with the 20. The 20 beats 13 by 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. So that's his death save. His endurance is 2. He needs a 10 or higher. No, he needs an 11 or higher to not die immediately. Fucking shit.
Spend his momentum.
What?
Spend his momentum to reroll.
Yeah.
Just saying that you need it if he's gonna die. There's no point in saving it.
only have one momentum left. I can't reroll
Oh,
anything. So
I didn't know.
I was spending momentum like crazy. So I can't really re-roll anything. And you guys haven't exactly been failing rolls. So I only have one momentum because fucking Aether botched his survival.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
he's
the other
fucking-
one.
Okay,
Aha.
so here's what happens. Boom, boom, boom. You guys are back and forth. He's trying to claw you. You're blocking him sideways. You finally bring the gun around. You speed... no, it's not speed reload. You bring the gun up. He ends up bringing up his arm padding and blocking the barrel of the gun with a smile. But you end up smiling back because your gun...
second gun.
It's not the second gun. The barrel of this gun is meeting the breach in his elbow. So, like, the barrel is up against his elbow. You fire. It goes through the breach of his elbow, up his shoulder, and out the back of his shoulder. Basically splitting his fucking arm in two. And you just see him, like, just blood sprays out the back of his arm. He staggers backwards. As he does, you take the other gun, because you have to spend 2 rounds anyway, right?
2 rounds.
You spend one round. You take the other gun. You fire it directly into his chest. He staggers backwards out of the smoke. You see him like gargling. There's blood like coming down his arm, coming down his front. He drops to the knee and he goes, so refreshing. And he looks at you and goes, somebody who just wanted to end it. And then he just falls backwards in a bloody heap.
I walk up to him, to his body, and be like, just for some reassurance, and I put one in his head. And then I'm like, I'll be taking these, and I start unclasping his badass armor. Because isn't his armor his weapon?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're expecting to use them, but yes.
Well, I have hand-to-hand skills, so I figured it'd be
you
kind of
actually
cool.
probably could use them. Yeah, you start to unclasp them. It's at this point, though, that you actually see some figures kind of starting to move in the background, kind of coming into the auditorium. Like you're halfway through unclasping and you kind of look up and see them. Give me a knowledge intelligence roll, difficulty 10.
Knowledge intelligence. I rolled a 14 plus 1, 15.
Okay. They're trolls. Trolls are they're kind of darker, like almost midnight black skin. They have these big horns, but like almost face horns. They're tusks, but instead of coming out of like orc tusks that come out of their mouth, they come from the lower part of the jawbone and kind of up over their mouth, kind of up their face. They also have like their hair is real thick and almost spinally like a porcupine. Like it's not sharp that'll do any damage, but they actually kind of like stick up slightly. And you see them just kind of like moving through. Trolls are well known in Axiom as like heavy assassins. They are often end up being like assassin crews, special forces crews, that kind of thing, because they're naturally colored black and they're very good at like being quiet, ingenuity, and they also regenerate. So you see them just kind of moving through. They've got some arcane weapons. They've got some swords up. They're looking at you. You see some arcane guns come up at you, and one of them looks at him and goes, no, not him. Move on. And then they just keep on moving past you. One of the trolls kind of comes up to you. This troll has kind of like a couple of his spines are kind of like red almost. Out of character, it would give you kind of a Rufio vibe. He kind of like walks up to you. Nullus.
Who wants to know?
Taya Volk. And coming with me. You see, like, 3 or 4 trolls have stayed with him, and he goes, "You could always argue." And he kind of, like, grins.
Remember, I'm still, like, seething with
Yeah.
this rage.
Yeah.
I say, I'll tell you that's fine as soon as we find Alfred.
Actually, give me resolve and endurance. And you all of a sudden hear the voice that you... screw it. Take them. You can take them. You took that stupid gargoyle. You can take all 4 of them. Let's drink some blood together today.
I grin, and what do they say when I say, as soon as we find Alfred?
The one looks at you and goes, Taya Volk told us to bring you to him. Bring you. Taya Volk gave us direct orders to bring you to her. We're bringing you to her.
And I said, as soon as we find Alfred.
At this point, the trolls start to surround you. It's like, don't do this. He looks at you and goes, don't do this.
We're doing it then, if they're not good. Because, yeah, we're doing it. I'm pissed. They interrupted me while I'm getting my fucking shit off my kill.
There's 4 of them, man. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm in a blood rage.
That's true. It's about to end, though.
I got
right.
one more round before it gets good.
Okay. All right.
When do I get there? I want to help.
Yeah.
I don't want Nellis to die.
Oh, that's true. You were on your way down, weren't you? That'll make things a little bit easier, honestly. Alfred,
Giving them a reasonable thing where I just said, let me find my friend.
They're not here to be reasonable. They're here to take you prisoner. When you come out of the door, you see the 4 trolls. They are all squaring off with Nellis. Nellis is doing that good, the bad, and the ugly thing.
They can't see in the dark, can they? Like, they can't see through my magical darkness without difficulty.
You guys are not in the darkness. Volker fell out of the darkness. I described that. He fell backwards out of the darkness. You went to get his armor. You're not in the cloud of darkness anymore. The cloud of darkness is like 3 feet to your right.
Oh, okay.
You come out, you see that. You see all 4 of the trolls squaring off with him.
Did I hear any of what he was saying?
Yeah.
I imagine you would at least hear me scream.
Yeah, he's definitely yelling. He's about to go.
I would go ahead and use command. Then.
Nice. That
And
is a good use of that perk right there. Because I was in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna have to make Nellis make a roll. That's a good use of that roll. Okay, so
Does that do?
He basically stops any action and allows. He's gonna allow for a round for you to basically calm down. Basically, command allows him to shout basically, and it stops everybody from doing everything, and forces new initiative.
yeah, and I'm going to shout out, "Step away from the Hearth Collective officer and my first mate."
Okay, all right. You hit the command. They all stop. The leader with the red hair kind of turns to you and goes, White Castle?
Captain Whitecastle.
Sure. We're supposed to bring you both
Bring us where?
to Taya Volk.
Is this an extraction or imprisonment?
What's the difference? You're not going to be here anymore.
Am I going to be in a cell?
I don't know. That's between you and Volk. I got my orders, and that's what I'm here to do. The Dead Caesar's done. We've taken it. We're going to continue to take it. We're going to root out Goldraxon and all of his dead sea officers. My orders were to bring you and any of your crew still alive to Taya Volk. That's what I'm going to do.
Can I speak during this?
Yeah, sure.
I would look to Alfred and be like, we cannot risk losing Abrego.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And Alfred is really needing Abrego. So we will reconvene with our fleet.
You're not going anywhere. You're coming with us to see Taya Volk. Maybe the two of you can take the four of us. You're not going to take everybody in this city. We've got the city on lockdown. Throw your arms down and come with us.
Wait, now they want us disarmed too?
Now they do. You were going to shoot them.
I'm still going to if they try to take my guns.
Taya Volk will have to discuss this with the Hearth Collective. We do not take orders from her.
I don't care who you take orders from. You're on the losing side right now. You take orders from the people with the guns. We have the guns.
Not all of them.
All right, we're going to have to be continued this, gentlemen.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. There's no way I can roleplay through you guys fighting out of a city. Not that I'm going to bet against you, fucking lucky assholes.
I want to point out I didn't even take damage.
Yeah, I know, Phil.
Did you?
When do you take damage?
I have. I did take damage, but I self-inflicted.
There was that one time.
I'm making a note that I'm on my... If we fight, I'll be on my 4th stage of Blood Rage.
Yeah, please do. I'm going to try and make it so that you guys aren't fighting, but you're both very stubborn in this moment, so I don't know what to do about that.
Shit, and I don't want to hand over my guns.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. You've got an entire army there who's occupying the city. You don't get to decide.
Well, Alfred, when he said we can't leave Abrego...
I can't let you loot an enemy. The guns you started with allow you to kill high-level bosses without taking damage. If I let you loot an enemy, you're gonna... What's the point?
The point is advancement. The guns didn't allow me to do it. My tactical choices in magic and things allowed me to do it.
I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did. It's a fun game so far. All right, everybody, you're going to have to come back on January 3rd to see how that standoff goes down. I tell you, if they both die, it's going to make it very easy for me to explain where Gerald's been for 5 days. So it won't matter. Nonetheless, I want to thank my players. Aether Dios, you got anything you want to plug?
Nope. Happy holidays, everybody.
Philbilly330, you want to plug somebody?
Obviously, check out TMNT and Other Strangeness coming back, I think, next Thursday.
Next Thursday, yes.
And also going to point out to Alfred that if we do kill him, we can always try to sneak out. There's nothing that says we have to fight everything.
I'm a sneaky motherfucker. We're sneaking out of this place.
Yeah.
All right. I like how he used the plug to figure out new shit.
Check out Baldur's Gate 3.3.0 as well.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. And I rewatched it, but I purposely skipped your backstory.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. Alfred, Wizard, Respite, plug, sir.
As always, Wizard's Respite is the site that I run, the blog, wizardsrespite.com. All of these can be viewed over there. I stream all of our TTRPG stuff, or I embed all of our TTRPG stuff over there. Also, over there, I'm starting to do a t-shirt line. I'm traveling right now, so I don't have it with me, unfortunately. But I'm starting to put out some t-shirts, so I'd love it if you guys check that out as well.
All right, I will be first. I'm going to say this right off the bat. I will be first in line to buy a T-shirt from you, sir. I promise you that.
As will I.
As far as me and my plugs, definitely all of the stuff you heard already. I do want to say we've got a special episode, a special extra episode this month of TMNT, as long as my fucking voice holds. Anybody who's been a longtime fan, the fourth and final episode of our first campaign, the Origins campaign, was totally ruined by an audio mistake on my part to where you can only hear me and not Wizard or Philbilly. We've decided to rectify this by replaying that section of the game, which is really interesting. I've never done anything like this, but I want to start posting that as a podcast on Spotify. I can't do that until we have an end of that first campaign. So we're going to go back and do it. We're also going to, for Hope Child, play through her part of the origin with what happened to her, her meeting the trucker, her meeting Birdsong, and everything with the truck and all that. So we're going to have a lot of fun with it. That's going to actually be the Thursday after next Thursday. So the 7th and the 14th. You'll be able to, unless something comes up, which it might, the 7th and the 14th, you can check those 2 episodes out. I'm very, very, very excited about that and to do it. And of course, please, if you thought the system for this game was at all cool, check out Single Mod on itch.io. Search Single Mod in the search bar, or you could just go to the link in the description below. It's only $6. It just came off sale from Black Friday. I'll probably put it on sale again for Christmas. So it's dirt cheap. Well, I want to just put it in you guys' hands. Seriously. That's all I want to do. I want people to play the game. And other than that, you guys can reach us on Facebook at Old Man Gaming DH, on Twitter at Old Man Gaming 9. You can join our Discord. Links in the description below. Influence us in all of our shows from there. Check out Wizards Respite at wizardsrespite.com for all your TTRPG needs, top to bottom, and cool fucking shirts. And as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we'll keep making them. We'll see you next season.
Later.
Night.